In Oregon, police link 4 murders, confirming a serial killer is active in Portland. In Louisiana, a man is arrested 2 weeks after his wife is found beaten to death in their bed. And in Florida, a mother kidnaps a newborn from the NICU unit and stabs several hospital employees while fleeing the scene. These stories and more coming at you today, Thursday, July 20th. On Real Life Real Crime Daily, and I'm Jim Chapman.
And I'm Woody Overton.
And I'm Mike Agovino. Hello, guys. Thursday.
Yep.
Happy Hump Day. Oh, it's not Hump Day.
No, and you guys
Hump Day should be 7 days a week.
Thursday.
You guys completely freaking jinxed me on Hump Day, by the way. So let's stop talking about that.
Hey, maybe get some Thirsty Thursday and get
Thursday.
Get the mood right.
I'm actually leaning toward some Forgiveness Friday is what I'm hoping we can work into the scenario.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to get into some crime time in the meantime. How about that?
Time.
All right, I'm going to tell you first about a Chauvin man.
Chauvin.
Tell them what Chauvin is.
I had a camp in Chauvin until right after Hurricane Rita. It is down south almost to Cocodrie, Louisiana, and
okay. There's a reference point.
No. It's below. I'm about to tell you. I'm about to bless you with some knowledge, Yankee. It is very, very, very south Louisiana, in the bottom of below Houma and South Terrebonne Parish. There's only one road runs in. You got water on one side and the bayou on the side, meaning bays, and there's nothing down there but good people and good fishing.
You are basically
and good
almost
places to hide bodies.
Yeah,
too.
You're almost in the Gulf of Mexico.
Oh, you are, but pretty much you are.
That's right. That's right. So a Chauvin man convicted more than 15 years ago of kidnapping a woman in Texas has been arrested for the slaying of his wife in Gonzales more than 2 weeks after she was found beaten to death in her bed. And folks, Gonzales is just kind of like an outskirt of Baton Rouge. It's about 15 minutes from Baton Rouge.
Also butts up to Livingston Parish, or across the waterway where we're from.
So Joseph Lee Fogel, 38, was picked up on Thursday, and he was booked in the second-degree murder of his wife, Sonia Baca. Deputies had found Baca, 43, dead in her home before dawn on June 28th. She died from apparent blunt force trauma. Fogel had alerted authorities to Baca's death, calling at around 4:45 a.m. that day. He continued to maintain his innocence during interviews with sheriff's detectives. Of course, you know, Woody said it many, many times, but the first person they're going to look at is the last person that saw her alive, or the husband, or both in this case.
Closest,
so he told authorities he left the home to get breakfast, only to return to find his wife beaten. Initially, after the slaying, Ascension Parish detectives announced a suspect, but they said they were interviewing her husband, other family members, and those close to her. On Friday, deputies said they had gathered enough information to connect Fogel to the slaying and obtained a warrant for his arrest. Sheriff Bobby Weber said his detectives established enough circumstantial, digital, and forensic evidence on the scene to tie Fogel to the slayings. Investigators believe a weapon was used in the beating. Local records in Ascension don't show any prior domestic incidents involving Fogel and Baca. In June 2007, when Fogel was just 22 and living in Fort Worth, Texas, he was accused of holding a woman handcuffed and at knife point in a car. Fogel allegedly knew that woman and asked her for a ride. He was convicted in 2008 of 2 counts of aggravated kidnapping and was sentenced to 15 years in prison. So we're not talking about a Boy Scout here. He was released from that Texas state prison and put on parole in 2015 and finished his parole in June of 2022. Fogel told deputies that he and Baca had been in a relationship for about 3 years after meeting on a dating app, and had been married for about a year. Fogel was unemployed at the time of the slaying. Baca, who worked at a local construction company, appeared to be the primary earner. They don't really have a motive yet for the slaying, but Weber said the couple recently had been having financial difficulties, and it sounds to me like she might have been telling him he needed to go to work.
Yeah, mate. Right. Well, shout out to APSO, Sheriff Weber. I worked with him when he was a detective, and Jeff Wiley was his sheriff, and Greg LeBlanc was actually the one I did my internship for my polygraph. So really, really good law enforcement they have there, like we have here in Livingston Parish, and great bunch of guys, and I know they'll get their man, right? Or they got their man, and they'll continue to get his ass. So now, California. But you know what? Well, I'm about to tell you all this should be done everywhere, but let's just get to it. In the city of Oakland, California, residents have been told, 1, ensure all doors and windows are properly secured. B, no, I'm fucking with you. 2, reinforce doors with a security bar or door brace. 3, install a security system with motion detection, surveillance cameras, and alarms. 4, install outdoor lighting with motion sensors. This is all because robbery is up 18% year to date, murder is up 26%, and car theft is up a whopping 36%.
Wow.
In fact, the entire Bay Area is facing a tremendous loss of revenue and jobs. Golden Gate Bridge traffic is down 30% from pre-pandemic levels. Revenue from the bridge tolls have historically accounted for upwards of 60% of the district's revenue. Give a shout out to Shane McBride and his company, who are currently laying cable underneath San Francisco Bay right now. A good friend of mine from Wisconsin. But anyway, back to it. Once considered the most beautiful city in the United States, San Francisco is now characterized by abandoned storefronts, struggling hotels and restaurants, soaring crime rates, and a sprawling homeless population plagued by opioid addiction. Tourism is down 16% as these problems move closer into the historically protected parts of the city like Union Square and Embarcadero. Right? I got it right, Mikey. Los Angeles is not far behind San Fran. Confronted with similar challenges, LA County has seen a massive wave of departure as residents who can afford to get out take their families and their business to Arizona, Nevada, Texas, and Florida. Most of those states don't have state income tax, and they definitely don't have state inspection stickers like Louisiana. But a state that used to run a healthy annual surplus is now running a sharp deficit and piling up debt, while the law enforcement and health policies that most agree have crippled the city remain for the most part intact. More and more we are seeing the citizens take matters into their own hands. In Philadelphia, a woman foiled a home invasion, shooting the suspects over the weekend. The Philadelphia Police Department, Mike Ago's people, say officers responded to a 1:34 a.m. report of a shooting in Germantown on Sunday morning. When officers arrived, they found the woman standing on Germantown Avenue near one of the suspects, who was injured and lying on the ground. The woman told police that 4 unknown men entered her apartment before she opened fire. The woman, don't they call it city of brotherly love, right? The woman had come home to her apartment and found 4 unknown males inside, and the confrontation ensued. The woman shot at the intruders, who then fled. I always say nothing to clear a room like a little gunfire. But police said the first suspect was shot in his right leg and right arm. He was identified as 48-year-old Jermaine Parker and treated by medics before being taken to a medical center. Officers soon found the second suspect, Randy Miller, on a different street. The 45-year-old man was shot in the back and also taken to a medical center, listed in critical but stable condition. Both men were charged with burglary, and the Philadelphia police noted that the woman's motive was to defend herself while criminal trespass and burglary were being committed. Philly police continue to investigate. The story out of Philly is one of many we're now hearing about citizens taking control of their own safety. And I have a number of thoughts on this topic, which is I'll share a little story. This weekend, I got to spend a much needed time with my father, and we're going through some of his weapons, and he was making sure I re-instructed him how to use everything and coming to the safety, which is, I always tell him, your safety is your finger. If somebody's kicking your door and your weapon's on safety, then brain's going to have to say, oh, take it off of safety. defend yourself, people. You're Americans. You have the right to bear arms. That's what it was made for.
Well, and I guess the connectivity between the California stories and the Philly story that's probably where it's going in California. I'm amazed that that tourism is only down, I think you said 16% in San Francisco, because that says there's a long way to go down from where they are now if the trouble creeps into those areas to the point where you're afraid to take a hotel room in Union Square. You're afraid to go over to the Embarcadero during the day. I mean, if it gets to the point where you're afraid in areas like that, then tourism in that city.
Ask Chicago, the Miracle Mile. I mean, I love Chicago. I hate what's going on there, and people are quitting to go. They're not going anymore because even traditionally, like 3rd Street in Baton Rouge, traditionally, the bad guys know to stay away from the tourists because that makes the national news. Remember the story we did on the guy from Georgia, the husband found rolled up on the carpet, and so that made national news, which Baton Rouge didn't need any more of. But even Bourbon Street, the violence is there, but traditionally the bad guys stay away from it because there's a heavier police presence. But California, they said 16%. Had they called Woody Overton, that number would be 17%. Tourism being out. I'm not going. I have to go out there with my buddy's company and all that, and so I have to go when I have to go. It is what it is. Not throwing shade on our Cali fans or Philly fans or anybody else, but protect yourselves. Mike, y'all didn't know this. I'll pull up. Mike's already here at the studio this morning. He's sitting in his Rolls Royce and he's going over his shit. And I walk up and never saw me. I act like I had a pistol in my hand. I kept walking. I got all the way to the window.
Yeah, you could have shot me good.
I'm tapping on the window. He's not looking. Pay attention, people. Head on the swivel. Protect yourselves. That's how you should.
I was listening to a Woody Overton podcast, which I get very engrossed in, and therefore that justifies it.
Excuse.
But hey, San Francisco, I used to travel to every big city in the country multiple times a year. It was the most beautiful city in the country, and it's just.
I like San Diego better, but I've been to San Fran, and then in the last couple of years when I went, it's kind of like Chi-Town. I ain't going back unless we do a live show. Y'all want to buy a bunch of tickets.
We're doing a live show in a crime zone. That's a good idea.
Right.
The last couple of days we've had just an unbelievable number of these mass shootings going on, and trying to keep up with
shit. And we've covered it.
It's crazy. Well, the one we haven't talked about what went down in Georgia, in Hampton, Georgia. So a mass shooting in Georgia left 4 people dead on Saturday, and the suspect hunted down and fatally shot by local authorities on Sunday. The Henry County Sheriff's Office revealed that 3 men and one woman were killed Saturday near the Dogwood Lake subdivision in Hampton, Georgia. There were apparently 4 separate crime scenes, and so this person who we'll talk about in a minute appears to have targeted these individuals and hit them in 4 different spots. Although
wait. Hampton, Georgia, only has 8,638 residents.
Yeah, it's not a big. Right. Not a big place there in Henry County.
The Atlanta Motor Speedway, which is, NASCAR biggie, but mass shooting, you only got 8,000 people per capita. Figure that out.
You had one in Fargo yesterday, didn't you?
That's true.
It's crazy. Police identified the suspect, 40-year-old Andre Longmore of Hampton. He was accused of shooting the victims around 10:45 on Saturday morning. Longmore was on the loose for a day before being caught up with near Clayton County in Atlanta. A gunfight ensued with Longmore shot dead. In the exchange of gunfire, a Henry County Sheriff's deputy and a Clayton County police officer were both shot. They're both alive, but there's no update on their condition as of now. Deputy U.S. Marshal Van Grady commented on the gun battle, quote, Longmore fired on law enforcement, and they returned fire. He added the threat posed by Mr. Longmore to the public has been eliminated.
So
he's a man of few words.
And yesterday, remember, I told y'all, they say he was shot and they took him to the hospital and later pronounced dead. This guy must have looked like Swiss cheese, and they didn't have to take him to the hospital.
He didn't leave much doubt in his comments. Sheriff Reginald B. Scandrett previously stated at a press conference that authorities were offering a $10,000 reward for any information leading to Longmore's arrest. If you see Mr. Longmore, please call 911. Do not approach him because he is known to be armed and dangerous. Well, apparently that paid off. Sheriff Scandrett directly addressed Mr. Longmore, saying, wherever you are, we will hunt you down in any hole that you may be residing in and bring you to custody, period. Anyone that has any information, let us know because we will be actively looking for this individual until he's caught. This guy was good on camera. He's pretty intense. The sheriff's office shared images of both the suspect and the black 2017 GMC Acadia he was believed to be driving and shared the license plate. It's not yet known whether a tip led to officers, but it sure seems that way, to Longmore's location in Clayton County. Police didn't release the names of the 4 adult victims. They have not yet released names, which is a little bit
The bad guy's name was what?
Longmore.
Longmore is no more.
Longmore is no more.
Hey, ladies, are you feeling overwhelmed by hormonal changes? Well, you're definitely not alone. There are more than 1,000 hormone disruptors living in our environment right now. It's in your food, your water, the air you breathe, the clothes you wear, your skincare products. They all mess with your hormones. Then there's the natural hormone changes your body goes through, premenopause, menopause. And while it's a natural process, it doesn't mean you have to suffer through it. The good news is you don't have to suffer through it anymore because now you have Hormone Harmony, a formula made only with herbal ingredients that are shown to reduce hormonal symptoms in women of all ages. Hormone Harmony is not just a hormone support and supplement. It's become a phenomenon. Women can't stop talking about it on social media. A bottle of Hormone Harmony is sold every 24 seconds. And the biggest benefit? Well, my wife says it makes her feel like her own self again. And that's what women mention over and over in the reviews. And there are over 30,000 reviews for Hormone Harmony. And for a limited time, you can get 15% off your entire first order at happymammoth.com. Just use code RLRC at checkout. That's happymammoth.com and use code RLRC for 15% off today. That's happymammoth.com and use code RLRC.
Hey, y'all. Changing my wardrobe from summer to fall, it's never easy. Luckily, Quince offers timeless and high-quality items I adore, ensuring my wardrobe stays fresh and I don't blow my budget. And there's nothing easier than going to Quince and choosing these high-quality items, like cashmere sweaters from $50, pants for every occasion, washable silk tops, and so much more. The best part? All Quince items are priced 50 to 80% less than similar brands. By partnering directly with top factories, Quince cuts out the cost of the middleman and passes the savings on to us. And Quince only works with factories that use safe, ethical, and responsible manufacturing practices and premium fabrics and finishes, and I love that. I got the stainless steel Link Apple Watch band for $59.90. It's heavy duty, it's awesome, and it's like $100 less than I could find anywhere else. And I also got a 100% organic cotton fisherman quarter zip up sweater. The color is alabaster. Man, I can't wait to wear that this fall. And Cindy got the Mongolian cashmere boat neck sweater in heather gray. And I'm telling you, these are classic pieces at a fraction of the price. Make switching seasons a breeze with Quince's high-quality closet essentials. Go to quince.com/RLRC for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. That's QUINCE.com/RLRC to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/RLRC. You'll thank me later. Another mass shooting.
Well, we told you yesterday on Wednesday's episode about the Long Island serial killer. And now we're going to tell you about another serial killer in Portland,
We
Oregon.
also told you about Austin serial killer,
Yes.
which they hadn't said a serial killer yet.
They haven't yet, but they've linked
Right. 4
dead women in Portland, Oregon to the same killer. And let me tell you about this, because this is an issue, because more than a month after the Portland police spoke out against online speculation that a serial killer was existing, now they have discovered a link. Investigators are saying that 4 recent deaths in the Portland, Oregon area are linked. Christy Smith, Charity Perry, Bridget Webster, and Ashley Reel were all found dead this year between February and May in different locations throughout Oregon. The district attorney's office announced Monday they have collected information from various law enforcement offices in Oregon to determine the homicides are now linked to a person of interest. The office declined to elaborate on more details, as is common, but said several people were interviewed in relation to all 4 murders. Based on the available information to investigators, there is not believed to be any active danger to the community as of this time. That statement released by the DA's office.
That means they got the dude under surveillance.
The body of Kristen Smith, who was reported missing on December 22nd of 2022, was found on February 29th. Charity Lynn Perry was found in a culvert on April 24th. The sheriff's office said they located the body of Bridget Webster, 31, 6 days after that. The body of Ashley Reel, she was 22, who was reported missing on April 4th, was found by police in a wooded area. The Oregon State Medical Examiner's Office is still working to determine how all 4 victims were killed. So obviously there was a lot of, time that had passed. And
that, and they're going to do independent toxicology and whatever.
And this is
autopsies are really a process of elimination. If you can't, especially if you can't find a bullet or a smashed skull or a bullet hole, or you got decomposed bodies, like on Courtney Coco's case,
asphyxiation, for example.
But a lot of times the neck bone is not broken, so they'll end up saying probable asphyxiation or something like that.
Well, and this is also in the Pacific Northwest, in the middle of the woods, and I mean, you got wild animals that have probably disturbed those bodies. So in June, the police released a statement condemning online speculation that the 4 deaths and 2 other cases where a corpse was found were connected. However, that all changed yesterday. And it appears that Portland, Oregon indeed has a serial killer on their hands that has killed a minimum of 4 people that they've been able to connect.
You can times that times at least 4. I bet it. Good for 16 bodies.
Yeah.
They're now going back and trying to find, looking at everybody they've found, not everybody they found in X amount of years to see if they can tie them together. Crazy. Hope they get them.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Serial killers, boy, they're everywhere. Yeah.
Like especially in that area of the country, which I used to think was a big, the fact that the weather there is so just blah all the time and drab, I think that affects moods. And if you notice, a lot of serial killers come from that area of the country.
Well, suicide rates, Seattle, Portland used to be much higher than the national average. I don't know where they are now. Just when you don't see the sun for months and months at a time, it can get depressing.
Right. All right. Well, I'm going to take you back to Cali. Going back to Cali.
Doing a lot of Cali.
Cali.
I don't think so.
Cali. I have to. All right. So in Monterey Bay is home to several sea otter populations, and researchers have tried to incentivize both humans and sea otters to stay away from each other. A large 5-year-old female sea otter designated 841 by California wildlife officials has become notorious in Santa Cruz area for
surfing.
Nope. Close though, Mike. stealing surfboards.
Oh.
841's usual MO is to jump onto a surfer's board and begin biting down on the board. The Otter is capable of taking sizable chunks out of the board, and depending on the day, 841 can be more or less aggressive as she tries to pilfer a board from an unsuspecting Santa Cruz surfers. Locals have noticed her activity has become far more pugnacious lately. As of Wednesday, the Otter herself, a member of an endangered species, I believe they call that the Agovino, not to be confused with Mike Ago, but she remains at large, stalking the waters off Santa Cruz. 841 reportedly tried to steal 3 different surfboards this past weekend. This is a really interesting story because that motherfucker wouldn't have been alive down here. We'd have been frying her up. But the video captured by Santa Cruz local shows 841 stalking surfers like a tiny, furry rendition of Jaws. The Otter has forced surfers off their boards and have patently refused to jump off, no matter how many times they flip the board or splash her. California Department of Fish and Wildlife and U.S. Wildlife Service are now getting involved, the possum cops. The state agency is now working with the Monterey Bay Aquarium to safely capture and rehome 841. That's bullshit. Then wherever they put her, she's going to try to get a surfer. They need to take her out. So far, despite attempts to recapture her, 841 remains at large. And the people that are warning kayakers and surfers from engaging with any otters in the area, officials have posted signs saying, warning, aggressive sea otter in this area. California possum cops advise that folks try and keep a safe distance from the creatures and to not feed them, as this could make them aggressive. That's what reportedly happened to 841's mother. Chip off the old block, y'all. 841's mom was raised in captivity after being orphaned at a young age. After she was released into the wild, locals fed her squid, which caused her to become comfortable with humans. As a result, she learned to hop aboard kayaks and surfboards in search of more food. She was recaptured and gave birth to 841. Wow. Again, chip off the old block. So I guess you can say this form of robbery runs in the family, definitely. Monterey Bay Aquarium researchers are hopeful they can safely capture 841 so that she will no longer be a danger to people or herself. Suspect is about 6 foot, 75 to 100 pounds, has light blonde hair, and is cute as a bud. When you spot her, please call the Monterey Bay Aquarium.
Okay, she's biting surfboards. She's not biting surfers.
Well,
right?
If you jump on my surfboard, you bite my board, doesn't mean you don't want to bite my junk. I'm getting the fuck off my board. Right? Yeah. Shark hits your board. You ain't waiting around to see if the shark wants to board or you.
That's right.
Well, that to me would be the scarier thing. She's shark bait, and that's that's great white territory.
So
up there.
The Real Life Real Crime Daily investigative team, evidently it's me today, the California Reporter. I went down there. I talked to the sharks, and they said 841 is actually genetically altered, and they don't fuck with her. I wonder what 841 tastes like.
I saw a picture of her. She is very, very cute.
Pretty cool story there, actually.
That is right around there, and I've been to that aquarium, the Monterey Bay Aquarium. It's such a beautiful area. Yeah. I mean, I think it's the prettiest part of the country.
And y'all, I jokingly said possum cops. I got a lot of good friends that are game wardens. That's what they choose to do, and God bless them.
Period.
Nothing else. Moving along.
Well, from one great segment to our audience's favorite segment, and you know what that is?
We don't have a segment right now.
It's the stuff I'm not allowed to report coming to you on Thursday, folks.
Biblical reference.
I'd like to tell you about the latest Hollywood crime.
I'm leaving. I'm leaving. I swear no. If you do it, I'm getting up and I'm walking the fuck out. I'm not doing this again. I'm gonna flip this table.
That's censorship.
I'm mess your papers up.
Please don't
flip censorship. It's called
censorship.
This is Real Life, Real Crime, not Mike's Society Show. Period.
Yeah. If you want one, start one.
I'm laying down the law on this one.
Actual crime.
I'm laying down the law on this one. Do what you want to do with it. I can leave, and y'all can have the rest of the show.
Hell no, you ain't leaving.
And that's the way it has to be.
You're going to take your ball and go home.
I'm going to take my ball and go home.
You're going to take your ball and go home.
Take my ball and go home. Did 6 years to build a true crime show, not a society show.
Woody, the audience. I mean, you saw the feedback. The audience. No, don't touch my. Oh my God! Don't.
This is what.
What?
I'm gonna wipe my ass with this, and it would be less painful than listening to that shit.
Oh my God!
There it is. Sorry, love you. Doesn't mean I don't love them, people. I just
ripped up.
I love
the stuff
true
I'm not
crime
allowed to report.
And the stuff he's not allowed to report. This is. I wish I'd have had the TikTok of this,
folks. I'm going to publish the stuff I'm not allowed to report somewhere on social, and I will let you know where that's going to be. I can't believe you tore. So, folks, I'm going to move forward with a sanctioned report.
Well,
and I'll deal with the other
I think he should
stuff.
lose his report. I think that was his segment.
right?
It wasn't my segment. My segment was ripped out of my hands, torn on top of a microphone so that the entire audience could hear me being humiliated while I'm being censored. And I'm going to get those stories to them one way or another.
Oh, you're not, if you're nothing, you are at least persistent.
Liberté.
You're nothing if not persistent.
Liberté. We have some all Woody team news.
Oh.
You're
trying to butter
I
up
fix my attitude and get myself realigned with the show.
I'm not leaving, so I'll listen to this.
So the all Woody team news is, unfortunately, Taylor's been laying low. She hasn't been in the news lately, but Mallory Beach's family was awarded a $15 million settlement from number 2 inductee into the all Woody team, your buddy Alec.
Have you seen his titty shots from prison? have you seen him?
This
dude's got an OnlyFans thing, and
God.
he's shirtless.
Why?
And taking all these what could appear to be sexual photos of himself and getting it out there. I saw it, and it's disturbing. And I think he shaves his chest. Maybe, I don't know.
That's okay. He's not an attractive man.
I didn't say he was. I'm just telling you, there's the titty photos, and he's showing them off on.
And is he getting a lot of people to follow him?
Evidently, it made the world news. I think he's had thousands of, just in the month of April, he's had thousands of people reach out to him sexually in letters and shit.
These guys use like underground news sources and this stuff. Woody's got a prison line right out of Murdaugh's.
We'll share the link on Facebook.
This is actually a story, Woody. Not that it's proper for anyone to interrupt anybody else's story in the show, but this is actually a story about Mallory Beach's family being awarded $15 million.
South Carolina convicted
not
murderer
a credible
Alex
source.
Murdaugh
That's fake news.
Appears shirtless in prison photos. News 19. Have you seen pictures of Alex Murdaugh showing his titties in prison? They didn't say titties.
Fake news.
WCIV, shirtless photo show convicted Alex Murdaugh signed in prison. TMZ, Alex Murdaugh takes shirtless selfies.
I can't argue with TMZ. That's
New
wrong.
York Post. Alex Murdaugh. Oh, you want me to go on?
So what is he doing?
He's laying in the bed, fingering his nipples, and being sexual. And his pillowcase is orange.
Is he doing? He's making money on OnlyFans by doing this. People are paying him to see this.
Well, this takes all kinds to make the world go around. But
what can you not do in prison these days? By the way, we had Nasser watching Wimbledon with everybody. We have
you do anything you want to in prison if you got money.
Do they know he's? I mean,
the whole fucking world knows except for you.
Is he paying somebody off to allow him to do that, or he's just because he has money for a computer and
disturbing. It looks like he's getting body waxed in there too. Maybe.
Okay. Well, unfortunately, the Beach's settlement didn't come out of his pocket because he's got nothing left in his pocket. But the family of Mallory Beach, and just to remind you, Mallory Beach was the 19-year-old girl who died when Pawpaw decided he was sober enough to drive a boat into a bridge. And she was 19 when she died, and
I saw that.
It took 8 days for them to locate her body. Pawpaw allegedly used a credit card that belonged to his mother, Maggie, and an ID belonging to his older brother, Buster, to purchase the alcohol that everybody was drinking that night on the boat. He got it from a convenience store owned by Parker's Corporation, which I guess must be a pretty big company. The Beach family attorney, Tabor Vaugh, I guess this is a new one because it was that Tinsley guy forever, confirmed that Parker's settled with the family for $15 million in a wrongful death suit. They were supposed to go to trial end of this week, so this was a 11th-hour settlement. Yeah. Val also said additional occupants of the boat settled their claims with Parker's as well. So that's Connor Cook, Anthony Cook, Miley Altman, and Morgan Dowdy. All of them settled with this same company. It wasn't about the money. It never is, right? But that's the number that represents the level of accountability that they hope would make people who sell alcohol take their responsibilities seriously and keep it out of the hands of minors. Attorney Mark Tinsley, who also represents the Beach family, said. So there's the Tinsley guy. The Beach family didn't want this settlement confidential because they want other Greg Parkers out there to know that if you sell alcohol illegally, you will be held accountable. The wrongful death suit trial was originally scheduled, not this week, for August 14th, has been canceled, although rumors are that Court TV is offering $15 million if they'll go forward with it anyway. In January, the Beach family reached a settlement with Buster Murdaugh and the estate of Alex Murdaugh's deceased wife, Maggie. The Beach family's fight is not over, according to Val. The civil conspiracy case is alive and active, and we look forward to exposing the corruption and depths to which Parker's was willing to harass and intimidate the Beaches, trying to diminish their resolve to hold those accountable who contributed to the preventable death of their daughter. So there were some attempts at least accusing Parker's of some attempted intimidation here. The attorney for Parker said it's disappointing that the contents of settlement discussions have been discussed today, counter to the mediation agreement that was signed by all who participated. So I guess there was supposed to be a gag order on all this. The fact remains that Parker's store employee, Tahia Cohen, made a legal and valid sale, as was determined by SLED. This case was never about the legal and valid sale, nor was it about the repeated bad decisions that these young adults made that night. For Mark Tinsley, it was all about using the Murdaugh's bad actions and their unfair law of joint and severable liability in South Carolina to make Parker's pay for a verdict intended to punish the Murdaughs. That's a really interesting take because you could see where public sentiment would drive towards something like that.
You can also see who had the deep pockets because all those kids were in a bar that night also drinking, right?
Yeah.
They suing the Parkers or whoever it was, or they sued them or in Moines. You know what? I
don't know if the Parkers might have owned that because they pulled over. And they were docked somewhere where they bought the liquor, and they also went into a place. So maybe they're the owners as well.
Well, I mean, it's never going to bring that baby girl back, but I hope they get some kind of peace out of it.
Yeah, but I get the sentiment there. I mean, you would want to inflict more pain on Murdaugh, but I guess
you can only do
he can just do videos on OnlyFans.
That's just absolutely. I mean, narcissistic to the end.
Crazy story coming out of Florida. A 31-year-old woman kidnaps her newborn from the NICU unit earlier this week and stabbed multiple hospital employees as she escaped. That's right. Palm Beach police responded to a report of a stabbing at Palms West Hospital. Kendra Green allegedly took her 3-day-old infant off a ventilator, and hospital staff members tried to stop her as she was leaving. Green allegedly pulled out a knife and stabbed 3 hospital staff members. The infant was being treated at the NICU unit for underdeveloped lungs. Green violently removed her infant's breathing device and other life-supporting instruments. The first victim reportedly begged Green to stop, but she pushed her and allegedly said, "Fuck you, bitch."
What?
That's right. That's a quote. Another victim saw Green carrying something near her body and a large, jagged kitchen knife in her hand as she ran towards the emergency room exit. When the employee tried to talk to Green, she cut the employee's forearm. A separate witness reportedly tried to block Green and noticed the infant hidden underneath her shirt. Green then slashed that witness in the hand. When another victim tried to grab the baby, Green cut her on the side of the neck.
What?
The hospital staff members were treated for their non-life-threatening injuries and discharged. Green reportedly gave her baby to a family member, and Palm County Fire Rescue safely brought the infant back to the hospital. The newborn is currently in stable condition. Green drove away from the hospital before crashing her vehicle and fleeing on foot. However, after a short pursuit, deputies took her into custody, and reports are stating that Green suffers from schizophrenia.
I was about to say she's got to be mental.
Yeah.
I mean, don't most hospitals have metal detectors now?
They don't have them in Baton Rouge.
Yeah, they did Lake.
Do they?
Yeah.
Well, they don't have them at Woman's Hospital, which is where they have the babies.
That's crazy.
So I know they don't have
I would
them
think
at
that
Woman's Hospital.
this woman.
Now, to go in the NICU unit, maybe this hospital did not. I mean, this is Palm Beach.
There's no
Hospital.
other. There's
It's
no
not,
other motives.
Tallahassee.
Violently rip breathing devices from your underdeveloped child, then you're just crazy.
Yeah, I mean,
some people deserve to be in mental hospitals.
Absolutely insane. I couldn't imagine the scene of this woman just running through with a baby under her shirt and just slashing people with a knife.
And thank goodness they were in a hospital. Right?
Yeah.
I'm talking about the victims.
Right.
So they can get treated immediately.
No doubt. Crazy story.
yeah, I mean, I
That is
don't know.
crazy, bro.
Was she worried about paying the hospital bill for the?
Maybe the aliens told her to do it.
Absolutely nuts.
I don't know, but I'm gonna give a warning. If you like animals and shit, fast forward.
Earmuffs, honey.
Yes. Well, no, Miss Jerry wouldn't mind this one so much.
It's not doggies, honey. You're good.
An Illinois man has been accused of torturing and killing at least 4 cats. Wait. Listen to this. By placing them in the microwave. Thomas Martell turned himself in to police on Monday after a woman filed a complaint of animal cruelty against him. The 22-year-old has been charged with 4 felony counts of aggravated cruelty to animals and 2 felony counts of animal torture, according to Chicago PD. Authorities discovered 3 cats in a bag at Martell's Wicker Park home. Martell purchased a look-alike kittens and named them all Shelly so his mom wouldn't grow suspicious. The pattern of going back again and again, Judge Kelly McCarthy said during Martell's bail hearing on Tuesday. Killing an animal, going out and getting a replacement, killing that one and getting another replacement, killing that one and getting another replacement. And unfortunately, this was allowed to continue for a sustained period of time, and numerous animals have lost their lives. Martell's girlfriend initially became aware of his alleged actions after someone sent her a video of him throwing a pillowcase which contained his cat named Shelly into Lake Michigan. Authorities claim that Martell recently told his girlfriend that he enjoyed killing cats, and he had been like that since he was 8 years old. The girlfriend told police she saw Martell drowning one of his cats while he was heavily intoxicated on drugs. Before she contacted authorities, Martell had admitted to her that he had microwaved 3 of the cats and placed them in a plastic bag, which he then stored in a cabinet in his apartment. On Tuesday, Judge McCarthy set Martell's bail at $75,000 with special conditions, including electronic monitoring, no contact with any animals, and all cats being removed from his home. You know what? Thank God Martell is such a P word that he didn't grow into a serial killer, because, normally when they start torturing animals as kids, right, they graduate him. So he's just a P word. I'm sure his girlfriend must have been pissed at him for some reason and finally come out of it. She should be charged with some shit too. But nobody deserves to be put in a microwave.
Well, she didn't know what was going on, right? She got the tip that he threw.
Well, good for her for calling it in. Yeah. But I mean, I think that's a pretty bad way to go. But then you store the cats in the cabinet. How does that work out for the smell wise? The scratch and sniff test.
Look, microwaving a cat to the point,
right?
That's what I'm saying. That can't be, the cleanup there can't be.
Look, I used to take the old milk cards and put a hard-boiled egg in it and put them in there and fold it down tight, put it in there and let it run for like 5 minutes and it would go BAM! It explode. Imagine what a cat does. And there's got to be some noise there.
I'd rather not, but I just don't understand that kind of.
I haven't watched the docuseries yet. Don't fuck with cats, but evidently that's a real thing, and people get very disturbed by it. Moving on. That's just a fucking crazy story.
Hey y'all, let me tell you about Gobble. All Gobble meal kits are pre-prepped. That means less work for you and less waste in your kitchen. Their meal kits include everything you need so you can save time at the store or just skip that trip entirely. I got the box in and I had 3 different meals. I had a Kung Pao chicken, crispy fish tacos, and a beef bourguignon, however you say it. But let me tell you about the classic beef bourguignon. Look, it came with beef pot roast and a beef broth concentrate, red wine demi-glaze, cremini mushrooms, cipollone onions, mashed potatoes, baby carrots, and rosemary thyme butter. It was so easy to make. Literally like 15 minutes it took Cindy. And let me tell you something. All the dishes were fire, but this thing was like a taste explosion in my mouth. It's just unreal. We've got to spend more time together and more time doing the things we love because everything came in this one single box right to my door. So see what a difference Gobble will make for your household. Right now, they're offering my listeners a fantastic limited time deal. You get $120 off across 4 boxes plus free shipping and free cookies. And let me tell you, those cookies, I ate one that was sin baked and it was delicious. Go to gobble.com/real life. That's GOBBLE.com/real life for $120 off your first 4 boxes. This offer is not available on the home site, so don't miss out. This is genius. It's taste explosions in your mouth like you never had. Spark something uncommon this holiday with just the right gift from Uncommon Goods. The busy holiday season is here, and Uncommon Goods makes it less stressful with incredible hand-picked gifts for everyone on your list, all in one spot. Gifts that spark joy, wonder, delight, and that's exactly what I wanted feeling. Hey, y'all, I ordered a super cool piece. It's a candle with a sculpture of LSU's Tiger Stadium on top of it. And each officially licensed laser cut wooden replica features up to 4 layers of detail, creating a bird's eye view of a specific football field, seating section, and more. And every label includes your stadium's name, the team's logo, and school location. And it has a coconut, soy, vegan wax infused with sandalwood smell that creates tailgates and touchdowns scent profile, reminiscent of game day. It's invigorating like fresh cut grass and nostalgic like smoke from a pre-game grill. And calming like the crisp autumn air of a new semester on campus. Y'all, I love it. I have it at the base of my TV and I'm ready to watch the Tigers play on Saturday night, right? Uncommon Goods. Look, when you shop at Uncommon Goods, you're supporting artists and small independent businesses. And many of their handcrafted products are made in small batches. So shop now before they sell out this holiday season. Uncommon Goods looks for products that are high quality, unique, and often handmade or made in the U.S. They have the most meaningful, out of the ordinary gifts anywhere. They even have gifts you can personalize. From holiday hosts and hostess gifts to the coolest finds for kids, to hits for everyone from the book lovers to diehard sports fans. Uncommon Goods has something for everyone, not the same old selections you can just find anywhere. And with every purchase you make at Uncommon Goods, they give $1 to a nonprofit partner of your choice. They've donated more than $3 million to date. So to get 15% off your next gift, go to uncommongoods.com/RLRC. That's uncommongoods.com/RLRC for 15% off. Don't miss out on this limited time offer. Uncommon Goods, we're all out of the ordinary.
Wow. Well, another international story. This from a part of the world that we have seldom reported on.
Are you proved to be the international report?
Jim is the Southeast Asian correspondent.
Right.
All other parts of the globe, I retain my international correspondent role in. And we are in the Middle East, Israel, as a matter of fact, to talk about a hit and run and a medical miracle. Doctors in Israel announced that they have achieved an incredible feat by reattaching the head and spine of a boy who had been internally decapitated after suffering an injury in a hit-and-run car accident. Suleiman Hassan, a 12-year-old Palestinian boy from the West Bank, was on death's door after a harrowing car accident left the ligaments joining his skull to his spine severed while his skin remained intact, a circumstance which is referred to as internal decapitation. The boy was airlifted to Hadassah Elen Karim's trauma unit. The youngster became the subject of an extraordinary medical intervention. Renowned orthopedic specialist Dr. Ohad Einav spearheaded the intricate operation. We fought for the boy's life. The procedure itself is very complicated and took several hours. Reattachment procedures of this nature necessitate remarkable precision and delicate touch. Any misstep could exacerbate the already critical condition. While in the operating room, they used new plates and fixations to the damaged area. Their ability to save the child was based upon the knowledge of the accumulated staff there and the innovative technology that they have at this particular hospital. For Suleiman, this extraordinary endeavor's success was contingent on Einav's specialized knowledge coupled with that state-of-the-art surgical technology. What transpired astounded even the seasoned professionals involved. Despite the severity of his injury, Suleiman is anticipated to make a full recovery. He will not only live, but regain full mobility, walking unaided, a tremendous achievement considering the gravity of his condition. The noteworthy outcome is credited, again, to the skills of this guy. I don't know that there's anyone else that has successfully completed one of these. This Dr. Ohad Einav. Suleiman's case offers a beacon of hope and a testament to the astounding potential of medicine. Reflecting on the incident, the boy's father expressed profound gratitude toward the medical team. And yes, Israeli police apprehended the driver who made an illegal turn and struck the vehicle Suleiman was in.
That is freaky crazy.
Yeah.
And I'd never heard that term. And was it internal
decapitation? I'd never heard that either. I was thinking
internal decapitation.
I never heard that. But amazing story.
So literally, it's your skin is holding everything together. Otherwise, your head would be on the ground. And
with that,
he made it.
We're going to fly back to the
belt
United States
and move freely around the cabin.
For a Mile High crime for Thursday.
Mile High.
An Ohio man was arrested for putting an officer with the Orlando Police Department in a chokehold during an incident at the Orlando International Airport on Tuesday. Edward Harrison, 41, of Ohio, is facing one count of attempted first-degree murder, resisting arrest with violence, and battery on a law enforcement officer. Officers responded to the Spirit ticket counter after a large group of people were becoming aggressive with the staff. Passengers were yelling at the Spirit staff, and some even went behind the ticket counters. Harrison was arguing with an employee when he reached behind the ticket counter, grabbed the computer keyboard, and he begins hitting buttons. That's when a police officer tried to stop him and a fight started. The officer said he grabbed Harston's arm to prevent him from damaging the property, and in response, Harston grabbed the officer's arm. The officer said he pushed Harston to create distance, and Harston grabbed the officer's hands, lowered his body, and began pushing the officer backwards. They both fell onto the ground, and Harston put one of his arms around the officer's neck in a chokehold, began to squeeze, restricting the airway and making it unable for the officer to breathe. This written in the arrest report. The officer also said he began to get dizzy and immediately spotty as his airflow was restricted and was beginning to lose consciousness. The officer eventually broke free as other officers arrived at the airport. Harston was arrested and taken to the hospital for further evaluation. Neil Davis and his friends were at the airport but did not witness the fight, but he did say 200 Spirit Airline passengers were lined up and upset. Davis said they got stranded in Orlando on Wednesday after missing their connection due to weather. Not only are we out our money, we're also out of having to pay an extra night in a hotel. So I've been in this situation. This actually happened. I was waiting to fly. I don't remember where I was flying into. Actually, it was Dallas, and my plane got delayed for hours and hours, and there was 200 people waiting to get on this, and everybody was pissed. And they have one guy at the counter, and they're so matter of fact with it. It's like, the flight's been canceled, and this ended up being like a whole day. Like the flight was canceled, but for hours they're teasing you. They're telling you, oh, it's just late. It's going to take off in 2 hours. And then, oh, it's been delayed another 2 hours. And after you've been there 8 hours, they decide to tell you, yeah, we're canceling it completely now.
Right.
And it pisses people off. I was pissed, but I didn't attack a police officer or anything like that.
My two thoughts. One, Spirit Airlines is to me what Frontier Airlines is to Mike. I hate them. The one or two times I was forced to fly them. But secondly, I don't care how pissed off those people were. If that dude's on top of a police officer choking him out, why didn't somebody help him?
Mm-hmm. Great question.
Yeah.
Great question. So that's your Mile High Crime for today, Thursday.
That was a good one.
A lot of bad stuff at that Orlando airport.
You can now take off that.
It's a big airport.
We've had a
and move
few
freely around
Mickey
the cabin.
Mouse.
people leaving Disney.
Yeah, right. Another joyous place.
Happiest place on earth. That's what they say.
Yeah.
Oh, we're back.
Yeah.
Hey, you didn't do one of these yesterday.
No,
did you?
Mike's stories were like
That's
an
all
hour long each.
That's all right. I gave up that yesterday because that Long Island serial killer is very important.
Yes, it is.
A very important story. But guess what, y'all? It's Kinky Crimes for Thursday. And going back to the great state of Florida, a Fort Myers woman was arrested Saturday after she and a Fort Myers man, both naked, Jim Chapman, were seen having
Sounds like
sex.
fun to me.
Right? And they were seen having sex on the side of a red truck in a residential area. Sheriff's deputies were called to the area shortly after 5:30 p.m. Sunday for a report of a man walking around naked by a truck. As the deputy rolled up to the location, she saw a completely nude man engaging in sexual intercourse on the side of the truck with Tammy Lee Powers, 29 years old.
Tammy Lee is not that kind of girl. That's something's wrong with this
There
report.
you go. The deputy said the man verbally acknowledged her as she approached, and then he resumed the intercourse. Right? Right? Powers and the man were persuaded to stop their act and to get dressed.
Persuaded.
Right. A request for identification was heeded by the man, but deputy said Powers cursed at them and refused to provide her ID. But she eventually did. Deputy said the man and Powers were visibly intoxicated, you think. The man told police that he had met Powers a short time earlier and she had asked him for a ride home since she had crashed her bicycle.
Oh, my God.
As he was giving her a lift, the man said Powers asked if he wanted to have sex, and he agreed, pulling into a vacant lot near this intersection. The man said he picked the lot because it was near his home. While the deputy was questioning the man, Powers tried to walk away and ignore the deputy's orders to remain, and instead cursed at the deputy and continued walking. Y'all can see how this one's going to end, right? The deputy was forced to handcuff Powers and place her forcibly into the sheriff's cruiser. Report said that since the man had no outstanding warrants and cooperated with deputies, he was released and allowed to walk home, leaving his truck parked. Powers will face charges of indecent exposure and resisting arrest, both misdemeanors, and for lookism. We'll share this with y'all.
What are the chances she didn't make an offer to that officer while in the car?
Exactly, right. And she was riding her bike.
That's
there
it.
It is. Kiki Crimes.
Pretty kinky.
Pretty good.
I like that one. Minding their own business, Woody Overton.
Right.
Got to be stopped in the middle of having a good
I love
time.
how they were.
Give me some
They acknowledged
international banjos. You have any international banjos?
They acknowledged the cop and then kept doing it.
That's right.
That is fun.
It's the only banjos you get, Michael.
Okay, well, that sounded international to me. A gang tried to rob a convenience store in the tiny North Caribbean town of Juan de Acosta in Colombia, but were left empty-handed when their getaway vehicle made too much noise.
Uh-oh.
The trio of clueless Colombian criminals were forced to ditch their ill-gotten gains during the 2 a.m. theft after their donkey started to bray and alerted police. The group had managed to steal rum, oil, rice, cans of tuna, and sardines from the small shop. They planned to load the goods onto 10-year-old Xavi, who they had stolen 12 hours before, and make their escape. The shop owner, Fabio Orozco, said they came through the roof to rob. They took rum, rice, everything. But Xavi let out a series of hee-haw. I can't. Who can do a good hee-haw? Which pierced through the nighttime air and alerted nearby police. That must be a loud hee-haw.
Yeah, that's pretty loud.
The three morons had to ditch the donkey, which was carrying all the stolen items, and attempted to run to safety. The donkey was detained in the town police station for 12 hours until his owner, till Xavi's owner, Orlando Oliveras, was notified and came to collect him, and he is just fine, thank you. And all of the items that had been stolen were returned to the store, but our three elusive thieves remain on the loose.
Wow. At large.
Tell your donkey to be quiet.
Right, right. Donkey. Donkey. Donkey.
Might not be the preferred.
Hey, let me ride that donkey. Let me ride that donkey.
Xavi.
That was a good one.
They stole what?
They stole what?
What'd they steal, Woody Everton? How
I
about
have no idea.
some chicken nuggets and
Holy shit.
burgers from McDonald's? That's right.
Yeah.
A real-life hamburglar is wanted by police for stealing more than 24 nuggets and 2 double cheeseburgers from a Bronx
Holy shit,
McDonald's.
that's $700 worth of food.
That's right. At knife point in the
What?
robbery last
You gonna
week.
rob a McDonald's for chicken nuggets and hamburgers at knife point?
Hey, the thief threatened staffers inside with a blade before casually walking behind the counter and helping himself to the fast food. He snatched 1 20-piece chicken nugget, 1 6-piece nugget, 2 McDouble cheeseburgers before running out of the McDonald's. In a video, the sticky-fingered suspect can be seen swinging his feet over the counter, walking past the dumbfounded employees before he grabs the food, shoves them in the pockets, and takes off. And there is I'm showing them a picture that I'm going to post on Facebook of the real-life Hamburglar.
That is.
And of course, he's from
20-piece
the Bronx.
20-piece McNuggets, what's that about?
Probably
six, seven
shit,
bucks.
you
something
can't
like
get
that?
anything at McDonald's for
That's
$13 now.
It's less than 50
You got a
bucks worth of
20-piece
food,
and a
probably.
6-piece. That's interesting. So, I don't know, but that can't be more than $15 meal there, right?
Yeah, until you bring a knife into it, it's going to cost
That's
a
right.
lot more than that.
That's right. So
He got
The
away
real-
though, didn't he?
I'm sure they eventually caught him. They got him on video.
Oh, I don't know.
They probably eventually caught him. He's still on the loose, Michael. That just happened.
One of the craziest things.
They're going to get caught. They're going to catch him from our show.
Absolutely.
Someone's going to see that on Facebook.
Probably wearing the Astros jersey. You might want to get rid of that Astros jersey.
In the Bronx.
I'm going to put out a 2
That's
cent,
dangerous
2
enough,
cent
doing that in the
reward
Bronx.
for the McDonald's.
They stole what? They stole what? That's right. All right, y'all. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to vote for
the Podcast Awards.
That's right. Bloody Angola History.
Bloody Angola on the history. Real Life Real Crime under Adam Curry. Real Life Real Crime under Best Male Host. Real Life Real Crime under True Crime. Real Life Real Crime under Drama and Storytelling. Don't be jealous because you've never been nominated or one. And Most Influential in the World. And this is the last week to vote, y'all. So get your votes in. We appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, let's do, 5 minutes of gratuitous, please vote for us for
Mike
X
Smag, I tore
while we're
shit up.
censoring our partners and preventing them from bringing the people the news.
We're not censoring you. You can go anywhere you want to, except for Real Life of Crime.
That would be the definition.
Throw that female shit down.
Until next time, I'm Jim Chapman.
I'm Woody Overton.
And I'm Mike Agovino.
For Real Life Real Crime Daily. Peace.
Business.
Looking for excitement? Chumba Casino is here. Play anytime, play anywhere. Play on the train, play at the store, play at home, play when you're bored. Play today for your chance to win and get daily bonuses when you log in. So what are you waiting for? Don't delay. Chumba Casino is free to play.
Experience social gameplay like never before. Go to Chumba Casino right now to play hundreds of games, including online slots, bingo, Slingo, and more. Live the Chumba life at ChumbaCasino.com.
VGW Group. No purchase necessary. Void where prohibited by law. See terms and conditions. 18+.